Okay, just trying to um, do my mic, or actually I don't have a mic. Just do a, I'm so out of it. Like I haven't done, hi Gary, hi Pablo. I haven't done anything live on Facebook, but just recently was conscious conversation with Teresa. So if you go on my page, you can tap into this awesome conversation, conscious conversation with Teresa that I just actually ended, and that was wow, that was amazing. But before I go farther ahead, can any of you let me know if you hear me? Because if you don't hear me, then what's the point? So can you hear me? You hear me? Okay. And Marie, la belle Marie. Oh, Marie, by the way, your first show, I just saw your first show that you published on YouTube. Oh, thank you. And actually, it's a full, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a full, right? It's a full thing. So anyway, they're so comfortable, you know, those rompers. Mary, our conversation on your first podcast show was, I usually don't like to see myself after doing an interview, but yes, I am live. And your first podcast, The Burst of Flavors, is anybody's listening to me right now, you have to go on podcast, iTunes, whatever you have on your phone, to download the podcast of The Burst of Flavors with celebrity chef Marie. And I was honored and invited to be her first guest in her podcast. You know, there is something to say about this, because you get to be the first, right? And you think about this. You get to be the first. Like, remember your first kiss, right? Do you remember? You remember your first kiss? That's mwah, right? You dreamt about it, right? You dreamt about it for maybe some of us years, right? And it finally happens. You are going to be kissed, and you are going to kiss for the very first time. So you went on and on in your head imagining this first kiss. Wow. And do you remember your first kiss? I remember my first kiss. Absolutely. And rather it didn't fall into what you expected, perhaps it was better, perhaps it was a catastrophe, right? But we do remember our first kiss. So I was honored and invited for my first kiss on that podcast of this new show, being the first guest of The Burst of Flavors. So I really encourage you to tap into our conversation with Chef Celebrity Marie, because wow, there is so much in this conversation that we offer and we give, and there's many invitations for you, an opportunity to listen to experiences that you might relate to. So that's what I like to do in my life. I like to have experiences where I get to share, because that is the true knowledge. That is the true divine wisdom. You know, it's one thing to read from a book and to be an echo from that book, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's beautiful still. It's beautiful to learn from someone else and to share that. But you know, there is something that is magical about being into an experience in the moment, and to be able to reflect upon this experience and let that experience be its own natural teachings. And it's very pure at its core. So there's a tendency for the other who are listening to say, well, that doesn't sound logical. But when something is raw and pure and just brand new, because it's a brand new experience each time, you cannot have a first kiss and repeat that first kiss. It can never happen the same. It's going to be a different feeling, a different touch, a different sense, a different scent. So every moment that you are living, you are going to experience something new. And so within this something new, it's always going to be a teaching, whether you wanted to share it or not. But it is what it is, because you and I, wherever we are in our lives, rather in business, personal, age, it doesn't matter. We are infinite awareness having an experience. And there's nothing wrong, there's nothing right, there's no judgment around that. It is what it is. And so when we come into accepting those moments and we feel integrated with the field around us, we feel accepted. And then you become to accept who you are and your purpose. And your purpose might have different theme and colors as you integrate, because change is the only constant. It changes all the time. So we can't attach ourselves to an idea or something that we say, oh, this is gonna, you know, change lives. And of course it does in a moment, but we have to let that go. We cannot be attached to the things that we are teaching, because it changes. Because we're also unique and different. So it's tough to be able to teach something that is cookie cutter and to feed that one box, that one container of that one shape to everyone, because we're also unique and different. So each time we come together, whether it's here and now, right now, today, or let's say in a one-on-one consultations or wherever, it's keeping an open mind around the conversation and let that be organic, let that be the teachings, let that, you know, be the awakening. Because around the things that we teach, a lot of time, we can be very rigid. It's my teaching and that's mine, and you know, and I'm only going to give that to that one person, or I'm going to only offer this there. And you see, we limit our own selves. We limit our opportunities to the growth. We limit our opportunity to vibrate higher. When we come together, we have to allow an expansion to occur so we can all grow together and expand together at different portions because we're also unique and different. So there might be something that I say that you take or you reject, and it's okay, because we, within our beliefs, we oftentimes either ready to receive those words, or we're not yet ready to receive it. And it's okay. No one can judge. No one can judge what someone else experience, because they're seeing it from their own perspective. Perception. Yes, if some of you were not aware, I'm Julie Christopher, the founder of Biz Tuition, aka Biz Tuition, Business Intuition. I had growing up with different abilities. For instance, I have speech problem. I have what we call synesthesia, which is a multitude of senses that was very challenging growing up, with a sort of autism, that dyslexia and why not. So if you see me that I can't speak certain words, well, let that go, right? So what was I going to go into? You know, it's just, I said, okay, I'm finishing this interview with Teresa earlier, and I needed to just say hello to all of you, because I feel that it is such an honor that once you find your once you allow yourself to be you, and to accept everything around you, everything about you, something unlocks, right? It's beautiful in nature, and you just let yourself be you. And what if that was a purpose? What if your purpose here was just to be? What if your purpose here was just to be you? To find those edges, and to be able to integrate with your soul, your spirit, your feelings, your physical appearance, your physical body. What if that was a purpose, right? So I think that when you become aware of you, and in a sense where you are a spiritual being having a human experience, you become in acceptance of everyone else as well. You become turned on by someone else's success, because you know what they're going through. You know they're seeking. You know their sense of wanting to be approved, for instance, because we all are somehow wanted to be approved, because it's a way for us to feel loved. And now that I see it from a different light, you know, now that I don't need the approval anymore, I can see everyone shining their own light, and truly honoring that, and celebrating others' success. and see it for what it is, because we all sparks in all kind of different direction, and we are our own universe integrated in this universe together. So it's just like this show light, right? And today, this time in your life, it truly is a time to shine. So put all this projector on and show up in your own light. Know who you are, and that you are enough, that you are enough. And let me see. Oh, thank you, Teresa. Teresa, again, Teresa, Teresa Snyder. Ooh. If you haven't seen her show live on Facebook, turn on to her page. You can see on my thread, she's there, Teresa Snyder. And I just finished a live interview. And I tell you what, I do lots of podcasts, I do lots of interview. And Teresa, someone that even a week ago I didn't know. You know, I just met Teresa, but a spark, I saw a spark. I connected with her spark, her magic. And when two beings let go of the ego and recognize, it's almost like we are the host of our higher self. We're hosting our higher self. And so when you meet another elevated being like Miss Teresa Snyder, she's truly a goddess, you know where you're walking into. You know that you feel this magnetism and power. And that is magnetism with authenticity and in love, not just for the self-love, but love for the other person. And when you can connect at that level with someone that you don't know, that's great success. That's great achievement. You know, and if you watch her show, you'll see the connection. It feels like we've known each other for a lifetime, and we simply don't. We just met. Another friend that I was recently interviewed on was Celebrity Mary, that I spoke with earlier, and it was, I mean, those women are truly divine sisters. And to be walking the higher path with goddesses like this, taking your hand, holding your heart as you go, and they're cheering your path as you cheer their path. What it does is just gives momentum and healing into the world. We amplify the entire planet when we meet. And I do not take those moments for granted, because those are when you meet other being of light, be respectful and honor who they are, because they are cosmic being, because they are avatars. They are in this physical form, but they are many, 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 many unlimited and infinite beings. When you meet those light beings, be honorable. And so, you know, I have no problem kissing their feet. I have no problem telling them how much I love them, and anything I can do. You know, another podcast I was just on was Living Fearlessly with Lisa. And again, You know, if you go on my page, learn from Lisa. Lisa, she interviews very high entrepreneurs, and you'll hear the wisdom. You'll hear from her when she interviews. You know, I learned so much from all of you. I learned so much from all of you. I just take everything in. And so this talk conversation right now, it's pretty random, but I want it to be exactly what it is. Nothing that has to be scripted, filters, you know, just it's just in the moment to share my love, to share my gratitude with all these powerful beings, these powerful women and goddesses that came in my life this year. And I've waited for a long time. But the key was this, and I want you to listen to this. I want you to see the clarity of this. It's a no-brainer, and I know when I say it, you're going to be like, well, that, of course. But it's one thing to see it unfold in your life. See, we talk about manifestation and how to create your own reality. We talk about it, and it's a great conversation to have. But it truly starts, the journey really starts within. There is no other way. So to turn on this manifestation process, it is within ourselves. And when I began to really accept, I want you to really pay attention to that word, acceptance. When I let go of the need of approval, when I became attached to the outcome of what my business is going to be, because attached to the outcome, I became limited to have a better outcome. So I limit the process of my own empire, of my own abundance. But when I begin to enter my own temple, the temple within myself, the temple in my heart, and I began to connect with this being, this higher self, this inner presence. Call it the I am presence. Call it, you know, some call it sacred divine feminine, sacred divine masculine, because it has to have all merged into one. But you become to accept and honor who you are. Something changes. So you're no longer in the vibration of seeking someone else's approval. You don't need it because you found you. And when that happened, all these keys start to turn on. All these doors start to open up. Because in the process, it was myself dying. I died in the process. I let that go. And so in many ways, all the beings within myself became to enlist. They became to unwind and unfold and to be who they wanted to be. Imagination, creativity, intuition. I can go on and on and on. Sometimes I go crazy and I let myself be crazy. Why not? If it's at a higher frequency, if it's with love and compassion, you gotta just be you. And it's tough because a lot of time when you go through that process, a lot of people from your past will abandon you? Well, it's simply because you and they no longer match. It's no longer a match in the field, in your vibration. So there's no magnet to match those two vibrations. So one has to go for you to claim your space in this world. And sometimes you walk alone for a very, very long time, as I did. And that's okay too. And so I wanted to simply say thank you. I wanted to just simply say thank you for being in my world, all of you. And you know, it's a little bizarre to be talking to a computer because I like the human touch. I like the human feel. That's why I like to go speak in events, because I can touch people. I can talk to people. They're in front of me, right? But when you close your eyes, when you can expand from your heart center out, and you can go beyond the computer, you can go beyond this frame of references, you can go beyond the walls of your own office and house and home, you can really start to open up and radiate and feel that you are never alone. Feel that you're connected at all times. And I can feel the presence of the people who are actually watching this. And so you can remote yourself with an intention. You can really let go of the ego and be just this extension of your mind, an expansion. Just feel how connected you are to the world. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to experience that, and to know that you're really never. You might feel alone, but you're never alone. And that's might be, you know, the message for today is that you are going through a struggle, or you are going through simply something in your life that makes you feel alone. If it's you, know that you're not alone. Know that you can go in your heart center and reach beyond. And it's possible. I've done it. And I've done it over and over and over and over again. That's actually how I ended up being here. So we all connected. We are all divinely connected. It's like orchestration. Okay, so this is how I'm going to leave you. Thank you for being here, Robert, Jackie, Teresa, Christina, all of you, Deepak, Kevin, Colleen. I love you, my dear. Oh my goodness, Colleen is away. She's in Europe. She's talking about someone who's expressing her higher self. I mean, Colleen, she is on my thread. So if you don't know Colleen, you must know Colleen. Just tap into her Facebook, say a little hello, and you'll see all of her life as well. And she will teach you as well. She will share with you her stories, how she got to express herself in this big, big world. Not always being accepted, but doing it anyway. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's like they don't understand, but I do, and it feels right. It feels right to me. So I'm going to step into my own power of authority and do it anyway. Do it for you, and see how it opens that door of opportunities. Step in. and let go of those fears that are not real. Okay. And this is what I really wanted to tell you. You know, be one of the Colleen, be one of the Mary, the chef celebrity, be one of the Teresa, but be you. Take from everyone, celebrate with everyone. The most important is that you listen to your heart and you let that be the master. You let that heart be the nurturing leader. We don't need more influencer. We need more heart peacemakers. That is the leader. That is the heart that will lead and nurture your tribe, if that's in your path, if that's something that you want to do. But wherever you are in your path, embark this journey of the heart. Listen to what it feels like, okay? Because a lot of time our head, the ego, the heavy part, this thing, it's going to come in and sabotage exactly what you need to do. But you start somewhere. Try it. See how it feels. See how it feels. Like, you don't need to leave your country like I did, right? But you can do other things. You can be you can look for a different job if the job you have feels constricted. At least look for something different. But don't be afraid of change, because it's the only way to thrive. Is to step in like you're surfing on that wave, and you just keep on surfing, just keep on surfing, and then more you'll see more of your tribe will come and surf with you, and then it becomes this thing. For me, it became a business. For you, it can become whatever you want. You create it. You have the most powerful asset, that muscle, that intuition that you need to turn back on. Okay, so this is really important that that we come, you know, once in a while we come together like this, very organically. There's no format, but just to express gratitude really, and to make sure that you stay connected to the positive sides of your life, and stay connected to the people in our lives who gives you the juice and the burst of flavors, to give you that welcoming of the heart. Stay around those people, okay? And you'll see, just stay focused on what your heart feels like, and just keep going down that way. Even if everybody else are going a different direction, it's okay. Go to your direction. It's your life, it's your path, it's your decision, it's your creation. You can do whatever you want to do. All right, to resume and to end this video, I am going to send you my love. I also have a new show that's coming up. It's called The Sexy Entrepreneur, and that's going to be great. I'm looking forward to more conversation, and I will okay, so I'm hearing just to be present. And everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. And the intention is to accept the miracles in your life. Now accept the miracle of being here. Accept the miracles in your life. And it starts with you. It starts with me. It starts with all of us. And with that, thank you so much for listening. A bientôt. And kisses. Love and kisses. Oops. And live video. Merci beaucoup.